This is the Tyre Power pre-game show. Tyre Power's end-of-year financial sale is on now. Visit your Tyre Power store today. I'm Alan Crane, and with me this afternoon, as always, is the legend from the lower southwest, Nigel Reeves.
Yeah, good afternoon, Craney. How are we? Really looking forward to this one. Saw Carey Park a couple of weeks ago, and they were outstanding against Busselton, and obviously Bunbury coming off their first loss of the season last week. We're looking to redeem themselves, so it should be a really good game of footy.
And just reminding me, we are at Kelly Park, not Payne Park.
We are at Kelly
That
Park.
was last week.
But the first blooper of the day was either me or you, mate. $1 Payne each way. So
we got rid of it very quickly.
It's out of the way. It's out of the way.
Let's do a conditions report. Thanks to Garage Doors Southwest. Now, it is beautiful looking from here. You just walked across the oval. What's happening out there?
Ground conditions are perfect. Walked across a couple of times through the middle of the ground, so no wind to talk of as of yet. But yeah, conditions are perfect for a great game of footy, so skills should be top class today.
That is a conditions report, thanks to Garage Doors Southwest. You know what I like about Kelly Park is the marking on the ground. It is absolutely, a little robot does it, Weaver, and it is absolutely superb. Looks like you're ready to play a game of footy on it.
It looks superb. Well, that's the way to go, isn't it? GPS it, let someone else do the job so you don't make a mistake. But it really looks perfect today. The ground, as I said, I've walked across a couple of times, and we're set for a pretty big weekend of footy, and this is a start of it, isn't it, with the Eagles in North Melbourne tomorrow. But this game is just as important to these two teams, so we'll see how we go in the next couple of hours. It's
a real buzz around Bunbury town, isn't it? And it's good for the region. I'm sure there's a lot of people come up from down south where you are, Weaver.
It's a talk, as you said this morning on the radio, Craney, it's a talk of the region, not just the Southwest League, but just the whole Southwest of WA. So there'll be quite a few Eagles and North Melbourne members. I've decided to join myself this year as a North Melbourne member, first time ever. But I'll be there tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it.
But you've been a long-term North Melbourne supporter?
Oh, through and through, mate, just like Bunbury, eh?
Through and through it is. Bunbury, Carey Park, as you said, Bunbury coming off their first loss for the season up against South Bunbury last week, and South Bunbury lifted it another notch, and Bunbury just failed to go with them.
Yeah, I think South Bunbury have got inside Bunbury's brain, haven't they? Every time they come, they just seem to step it up, and Bunbury can't follow them. But if you lose by 20 points, you're round about, but 40 points, you've got a lot of work to do. So they'll be really keen this week to redeem themselves. And Carey Park, as we seen a couple of weeks ago against Busselton, they were pretty good. The margin didn't indicate how good that game was down at Bussey. So they'll be looking at home. They're a really good side here. You probably give them 2 or 3 goals when you're at home. They're well led by Jackson Bell, and let's hope they perform today. This should really be a really ripping game of footy.
Absolutely. I was talking to Troy Hollins and a few of the Bunbury boys a while back, and they were just counting down the days to play again, and that's the beauty of footy. You have a bit of a bad day, you wait, and then you get a chance to redeem yourself this week.
Yeah, and I walked past Bunbury's rooms on the way up to here, and he's just saying, you make a mistake, just get over it, get on with it. Then that's what happens. That's footy, isn't it? And that's why you have 4 quarters. It's not like cricket; you get 1 ball and you're out, and that's the end of it. So, really looking forward to see how they respond today.
Except if you're Jared O'Brien.
He never gets out.
He's got a bit of cricketing prowess.
Yes, I have heard about that.
Now, Carey Park, you mentioned the home ground advantage. They very rarely lose here. When they get up and about, they are fleet of foot, and they really gain confidence in each other. That members' corner really gets a bit of noise from it, and they're pretty hard to stop here at Kelly Park.
Yeah, and it's an interesting area of the ground to walk through when the game's on, that members' corner, as you call it. It's interesting. Let's just leave it at that. But no, I just think at home it's worth 2 or 3 goals, and I have watched Carey Park here a couple of times over the last couple of years. And I think last year I did do a game here, Carey Park and Bunbury, and that was a really close game. So I'm expecting no different again today.
Well, we're underway. We've only made the 1 blue so far this year. That was the wrong ground at the start. But this is the Tyre Power pre-game show. We'll be back after the break to have a little bit of a better look into it. Not very far away from a start here at Kelly Park as Big Joel Horton heads down the forward line. As you said, that's a pretty impressive forward line when you see the calibre of player go to down there. And young Fraser Gilchrist, Weaver, keep an eye on him. He's pretty handy as well.
Oh, very handy. Watched him a couple of years ago and a little bit last year, so he knows what to do, especially around goals. So didn't realise how big Horton was, but he's the biggest man in that forward line. And Baden Parsons there, who is also a big kid, is not quite there yet, but pretty imposing forward line, as well as Dylan Heisman down in the forward line as well. So just watch out. Carey Park defenders will have to be on the game today.
All right, all ready to go here at Kelly Park. A big clash for these two football clubs. Terrific crowd in this afternoon. Weather conditions absolutely perfect. Umpire has the ball in hand, ready to hold it aloft. Sirens away. This is SEN Spirit and Nigel Reeve.
So two big men in the middle. Up goes Wood, wins a ruck, knock down straight away. The ball's tied up in the middle of the ground, and the umpire will come in and throw it up. Got the big men there in Verhalf and Wood under each other. Verhalf gets in front position, wins the ball down, comes over to Kadecki, back to Verhalf, over to Harrop there. He comes out and finds Jackson Hill, drives the ball forward, but it's cut off there by Milsich. Switches play, comes onto the side of the ground, commentary side of the ground, and finds Jackson Oliver. Played in the lower southwest a couple of years ago. Oliver comes up the wing now, looking there for Heisman. But Heisman spoilt, comes back to Verhalf, the big ruckman doing the roving. Gets the handball out to Harrop. Comes back to Verhalf, he's picking up stats willy-nilly at the moment. Gets it to Harrop, but he's under pressure, and the umpire once again will throw the ball up centre wing right in front of the commentary box.
You're right about racking up stats for the big fella early.
It's knocked out of the way there. Wood wins the ruck knockdown. Comes to Jordan McGinlay, throws the ball onto his boot. It's up there with Bell and Denham King. Over comes Bell, the skipper for the Panthers. He gets the handball out to my man, Aching Featherstone. Puts a tackle on there, comes over to Gilchrist. He's wrapped up, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up right on centre wing, right in front of the Carey Park interchange box.
He's changed his number again for you, Weaver.
Of course he has. Lucky he doesn't change his last name. Ball's one down there by Wood. It's loose ball in dispute. Comes back to Wood, the big fella. Tries to get the handball out. In comes Bell. Wood dives on top of him. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up right in front of the Carey Park interchange box. Pretty physical opening couple of minutes in this game. Wood gets rid of Verhalf quite easily, wins the ball down, comes over to Featherstone, and once again he's wrapped up by Trey Field, and the umpire will come in and throw it up right in front of the Carey Park interchange box. The two big fellas go, and they are big as well. The ball's one down there by Eli Hill. He just chucks it onto his boot. Bunbury have the numbers here. The ball comes out to Rowan Ashworth. He gets a handball out. The ball's driven down. Featherstone puts his boot on. It goes straight to Gilchrist. He drives the ball down over to Heisman. Puts it there to Baden Parsons. He's well tackled there by Mulholland. Ball's still in dispute. It comes back over to Jordan McGinlay. He's got time now. Snaps on the left boot towards goal. Goes over Horton's head and goes through for the first score of the game. And behind to the Bunbury Bulldogs. And on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, they go to 1 point, the opening score of this game. And Carey Park yet to score.
Dylan Heisman, a very clever footballer. He's under all sorts of trouble. Just got a little toe poke out to open the game up. So good to see a player's on song early. And you're right, Weaver, it has been a very physical start. The two ruckmen there got no love lost between them.
No, and they're a couple of big boys too, aren't they? Verhalf was terrific a couple of weeks ago against Busselton. It's a ball's back in by Mulholland. Plays on straight away, drives the ball long out on the far side of the ground, looking for Lawrence. It goes over his head. The big fella there in Verhalf once again. Umpire said you've dragged it in, and Carey Park will win the relieving free kick, and it's that big man Verhalf doing more work on the ground than he is in the air at the moment, the big fella. Goes short into the middle of the ground and finds Jackson Hill. He plays on straight away, goes down the far wing, but the ball beats his teammate across the line. It'll be thrown in centre wing. Far side of the ground. Now the umpire's seen the free kick. Oh, it's out on the full. Bit hard to see from here. Must have been close. And Bunbury will take the relieving free kick. They come in board and find Deboulay. Another nice name there, Croney.
That's a beauty.
Deacon Deboulay. He goes in board and finds Mason Hawkes. So just going short here at the moment. The skipper and King. He's going to drive it down towards Baden Parsons. The umpire's
50.
The man on the mark has creeped. Not a big fan of that standing on the mark rule, personally. And the opening shot on goal will be taken by Denham King.
And we know how good a kick of the football is Denham King.
It's pretty
a nice way to celebrate a milestone game, Weaver.
First deliberate shot on goal, about 25 metres out, slide angle. In comes the skipper, 100th game. Beautiful looking kick straight over the umpire's hat. And Denham King, the skipper for the Bunbury Bulldogs, puts the opening score on the board, opening goal on the board for Bunbury, courtesy of a 50-metre penalty. Southwest Isuzu Ute scoreboard. The Bunbury Bulldogs 1 goal, 1-7. Carey Park yet to score.
Yeah, a bit of a fairly heavy slog early days in this game of footy, but Denham King, we know the class of him, and he'd be pretty relieved, I reckon. When you're playing a milestone game, it's nice to get hands on the footy and get one on the board early.
No, it's terrific effort there by King. Obviously, the bloke moved, the Carey Park person moved off the mark there, and Denham King made no mistake. Pretty generous 52, just quietly. Put him with the bit at 25 metres a goal.
It's a severe penalty nowadays, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. It's just, one of those rules. I won't harp on too much about it. Not a big believer in it. Ball back in the middle again. Up go the big fella in Woods and Verhalf. Verhalf wins the ball down in the direction of Featherstone. Still in dispute. The ball comes out the field. He tries to get the handball over, but it's cut off. Back to Wood. Over there to Hamish Hall. He drives the ball down on outer wing looking for Parsons, but over the top comes Mulholland with a terrific ball. In comes Heisman. He's got players loose on the side of the ground. Oh, the mark should have been taken. But he just managed to...
It's a throw. It was one-handed.
Should have been taken there by Jackson Oliver, but he managed to put a tackle on. And Gilchrist, 50 metres out from goal, directly in front. Looks for the lead there. Hit for Parsons. Parsons got a bit of room on his direct opponent. Pushed out of the way there by Mulholland. He's first back. Tries to handball over to his teammate. Comes to Horton. Horton tries to get around a couple of players. Still in his spirit at the top of the goal square. Carey Park need to rush this through. And they have, courtesy of Joshua Ritchie.
Gee, the Carey Park player then would have had a bit of a worry.
Bit of an errant handball there by Mulholland. Missed his target. Put his teammate under severe pressure. As the ball's brought back in. Finds Mead in the middle of the ground. He comes across right in front of the commentary box and finds Hill. Couple of touches early for Hill. He goes short and finds Harry Jones, who was terrific a couple of weeks ago. So Jones right in front of the Carey Park interchange box once again. Told to play on now, kicks down the wing. Looking there for Lawrence. It goes over his head and the mark is taken by Kerwin for Bunbury. It's the outside defensive 50. He goes down the wing once again looking for Parsons. Parsons has got metres on his direct opponent and takes a terrific overhead mark. He goes short and that's a terrific mark.
A very strong set of hands, wasn't it? Good kick
by
from Parsons.
Gilchrist. Gilchrist looking for the big man in Horton. His power forward is in prime position, but over the top comes Mulholland. Spoil comes down to Bell. Could have been taken high. He gets the handball out to Mulholland again. He just throws the ball onto his boot. Looking for Verhalf, but it bounces over his head. That's how high the bounce was. Comes over to Bunbury in Ashworth. And he finds his teammate on the far side. Tries to come in short, but it's cut off there by Lawrence. He was looking there for Mason Hawkes. Ball still in dispute. Comes back to Hawkes. He just chucks the ball onto his boot. But it's marked there by Joshua Ritchie just inside defensive 50. Goes short once again. O'Brien's on the ground now. Missed the mark. He's still in play. He's well hassled there by Hayden Busher. And the ball will be thrown in about 2 kicks out from Bunbury's goal. They've had all the play so far forward of the centre.
The Panthers are struggling to link it up, aren't they? They're turning the ball over across half back and just struggling to get that flow on footy.
It looks like Bunbury have got a spare player back as well, which makes it even more difficult. Ball goes down there, and Busher cuts the ball off at centre half back. Plays on straight away, comes across the centre of the ground looking for Oliver, and Oliver takes a mark in the middle of the ground. Plays on straight away looking for Parsons, and it takes a terrific mark in front of Mulholland. And he's going to have a shot on goal. He's going to kick from about 55. I'm not sure if he's got the leg.
Been busy Burley though, the big fella, covering plenty of ground.
He's got field short if he wants him. Decides to go longer. Loose checking there by Carey Park. And he's found Fraser Gilchrist, who'll have a shot on goal from about 35 metres out.
They're picking through the pack, aren't they, Bunbury? They're waiting till they get an option, and then that was a very good option, as you said. A bit lax by Carey Park. They're busy looking around at each other.
So in comes Gilchrist now. Been lively early, 35 out. And he's just pushed it across the face of goal for a minor score. Southwest Isuzu Ute scoreboard. the Bunbury Bulldogs, 1-8. Carey Park yet to score. I don't think they've been inside 50 yet, as Mal Holland will bring the ball back in once again. Decides to go short.
Oh,
looking
that
there.
That is a big turnover.
For Reece Payne, and in the way was the big young man for Bunbury and Baden Parsons. And Parsons will have a shot on goal from about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Gee, he's been very good early. He got outplayed last week, but he started this today off very, very well.
Mal Holland kicks to his direct opponent. And will Parsons make him pay as he comes in from 35 metres out? Deliberate shot on goal. The umpire doesn't move. And Parsons does make the Panthers pay as he puts through Bunbury's second goal for the day. Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. They move to 2-14. To Carey Park yet to score, and just a lapse. He was just setting up the zone there, was Parsons. He just so happened to be the right spot at the right time. Takes an intercept mark and makes Carey Park pay. So
it's been all the Bulldogs early in the going in this game. Carey Park struggling to get hold of the footy, and when they do get hold of the footy, they are turning it over a little bit. Dylan Heisman's now gone in to the centre for the Bunbury side, and Denham King goes in there as well. So it's a pretty handy change in.
Oh, for sure. It's they've had all the players you said, Carey, so far. Ball back in the middle once again. One down there by Verhoef. Comes over there to Jamie Mead. But he's been deemed to be holding the ball. And Bunbury will take the relieving kick through Johnson. Goes down the middle of the ground. Loose checking once again by Carey Park. He's looking there for the big man in Horton. And Horton takes a mark about 45 metres out.
Well, within kicking range too. That was a good solid lead by the big fella. He led with a lot of intent and a nice kick. I'll tell you what, the Bunbury kicking's been superb so far.
Haven't missed the target early, have Bunbury. Horton's going to kick this from about 50 metres out, 45-degree angle. The big fella, this is well within his range, as Craney said. Just gets a little bit too close to the man on the mark. And as much as we pumped him up, he's managed to kick it out on the full, much to the relief of the Carey Park defence. And Mal Holland will bring the ball back into play.
Oh, we didn't say he was actually going to kick it, Weaver. We said he'd get the distance.
He'd get the distance, and he did get the distance.
Technically, we were right.
And Carey Park are really finding it hard to get out of their defence. They just need to spot up targets.
They find it hard to find any space whatsoever, and that just comes with clean ball handling and good skills.
So Mal Holland needs to hit a target here.
He needs to hit a better one than last time he had a crack at it.
He's got Harry Jones leading short. He's going to drive the ball long right in front of the commentary box. Jones has got the sit here. He's going to go high. Over the top comes
that's
Verhoef.
A great mark.
But the mark is taken there by Perks.
That's a contender for the CPA Outdoors mark of the day.
Terrific mark early. Looking there for Parsons. Carey Park have the numbers here, but the ball's rushed out of bounds by Richie.
Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there.
And teammate DeLallo. So still inside forward 50 for the Bunbury. Ball's thrown back in. Big fellas go at it again. It's one clean there by Verhoef. Comes over to Bell, but he's tackled there by Horton. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 40 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
They need a spark, the Panthers.
Thrown up once again. Horton does the ruck work. No one wins it clean. It comes over to Bell. He misses it. In comes a big fella in Verhoef. Picks the ball up. Tackled there by Horton. Stacks on the mill. Still about 40 metres out from Bunbury's goal. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. He's finding it hard to clear the defensive area here. Carey Park as Verhoef gets Parsons out of the way. Wins the ball down there to Jamie Mead. And Mead finds Blake Hedgeland. Just outside defensive 50. Bunbury have got them all covered. He decides to go short and finds Richie. Right on defensive 50 here, Carey Park. Just looking to slow it down at the moment. Just hit some targets. He's been called to play on now. He has to go long, asking a fair bit of Gadecki, but Gadecki comes over the top. Another contender there. And Gadecki, right on centre wing, takes a terrific mark. Drives the ball down, left foot, looking for the big fella. In Hedgeland, is it? It was Jordan Wallam, and Wallam takes a terrific mark, looking down there for O'Brien, and O'Brien's been paid the free kick and will have Carey Park's first deliberate shot on goal from about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Well, it's the first real look at the goals, Weaver. They haven't been down there too long. He's going to kicking around the corner too, Rory O'Brien.
Well, this is his specialty. He had got a couple like this a couple of weeks ago. Plays on now, kicks around the body. It's made the umpire work a little. I think he's done enough. He's done enough. And Rory O'Brien puts the first goal on the board for Carey Park. Terrific effort there. Terrific mark by Gadecki right in front of us, Craney. Down there to Wallam, who also took a terrific mark. And Rory O'Brien got himself in front and made no mistake. As on the Southwest Isuzu Ute scoreboard, Carey Park get their first score of the game. 1 goal, neat, 6. Bunbury, 2 goals, 3, 15.
I know Mrs. Gadecki listens in, so we're going to give him an option for the CPR Outdoors mark of the day, because that was a pretty handy mark. That was a good, strong grab in a pack, and that was the only way the Panthers were going to get through there, through that pack mark. And Rory O'Brien, well, he's just full of class, isn't he?
Well, he just kept his eye on the ball, Gadecki. He wasn't the biggest fella in that pack, but he just got in the right position. And after that, it was all class, finished off by O'Brien. Ball back in the middle, 1 down by Verhoef. Comes over to our man, DeLallo. He puts the ball down. Could have been a free kick paid. The umpire sees it that way. And Carey Park once again will drive the ball inside 50. Onto his left foot now, looking for the lead. There off Hill. Oh, could have nearly taken the mark. The ball's in dispute. Carey Park first on the scene, but he's well tackled by Johnson.
We're looking for a Bunbury Mower Service tackle of the game too, Weaver, so keep an eye on that.
A little bit stiff there was Harry Jones. Didn't have much opportunity to get rid of the ball, but Bunbury win the relieving free kick. Come over to the just inside defensive 50, and Bilsich takes the mark. Called to play on now. He's got Parsons long in the direction of Parsons in front, the big fella, and he takes a terrific mark. Plays on straight away in front of Mulholland, puts it into open space. Dylan Heisman first on the scene. He's well supported there by his teammate, but the ball's in dispute, and Gadecki wins the ball down. Great pick up there by Lenigan, and he's been paid a sling, I think it is, and Lenigan will take the relieving free kick.
Beautiful
just for the centre,
wasn't it? His pickup there was absolutely superb.
Player short if he wants him, decides to go that way, and he finds Richie. Richie plays on straight away, looking there for Jones, and Jones takes a terrific mark right on 50. I don't know if he's got the leg from there. He's going to kick from 55 right on the boundary, so a tight angle.
Actually, Richie was one we never mentioned for the Panthers for us. He goes in short.
Went in short there was Jones. The mark was missed, and umpires paid a free kick, and Bunbury will take the relieving free kick out of the back line.
Yeah, Josh Ritchie's been in terrific form for Carey Park.
It's Johnson, I think, on the far side of the ground, just inside defensive 50, has player short and finds him in Busher. He goes short once again, asks a fair bit there. Was it Heisman? Lenigan gets the handball out. Got players there in Featherstone. Goes short, looking there for O'Brien. It was Jackson Hill, but he's missed his target, and Bunbury take the relieving mark. Parsons has Trayfield short if he wants him. Decides to go shorter than that. O'Brien misses cut off there. Comes over to McGinlay. Dodges around the opponent. Gets onto his left boot. Looks down there for Wood. It was Cody Johnson. Comes over to Verhoef, and the umpire's paid a free kick. And Carey Park will take the relieving free kick right on centre wing in front of our commentary box. Our man once again, Enrique Aching Featherstone will take the relieving free kick. Had Harrop running past, decides to go long now. Goes over the top looking for O'Brien.
Oh,
in comes Jordan Wallam, but he's well tackled, and the umpire sees it that way. And Bunbury once again will take the relieving free kick through Debulle.
We're looking for a WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day too, Weaver, so keep an eye on that one and make a mental note. Oh, that's a bad turnover.
Goes short. It comes over to Gadecki. Gadecki runs into an open goal. Hits the post 3/4 of the way up. Let off there for Bunbury.
He did everything superbly there, didn't he, Gadecki, but just failed to finish. And it was a beautiful cut-off, beautiful read of the footy, and just failed to hit the post. That's a pretty good effort to hit the post, though, Weaver.
And as good as Bunbury's kicking was early in the game, that was a real let-off as Debulle done a terrific tackle to win the free kick. Just missed his target just by the smallest of margin, and there was Gadecki and failed to make him pay. 1 goal, 1-7. Carey Park, 2 goals, 3-15. the Bunbury Bulldogs. Southwest Isuzu Ute scoreboard. Halfway through the first quarter. Ball's brought back in. Bunbury go long, and they find Hayden Busher just outside defensive 50. Been good early, Busher. Big history in the waffle. He decides to go short. And he's found, I'm not sure who he's found there, but he plays on straight away onto his left. I think it was Johnson. Looking there, over the top comes Mulholland. Harrop wins the ball down. Decides to drive the ball long. Looking there for Lenigan. Comes over the top to Wallam. He's been lively. He snaps on goal. Bounce. Goal!
Contender. That's a big contender for the WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day. That was an absolute beauty, Weaver.
Well rove there by Wallam. He's been terrific early, Wallam. Absolute contender for goal of the day so far. Got a beautiful bounce. Just threw it onto his boot, banana style, from about 35 metres out. Draws Carey Park to within 2 points now. 2 goals, 1, 13. 2 goals, 3, 15. The Bunbury Bulldogs. Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Terrific goal there by Wallam.
That's amazing, this game of ours, isn't it? Well, Bunbury had all the play in the first probably 10 minutes of that quarter, then Carey Park worked their way. The way a game goes in ebbs and flows, just need to make the most of your chances, and that was an absolute beauty.
Terrific effort there. It's 2 big men back in the ground, middle of the ground again. It's one down there by Denham King, the skipper, playing in his 100th game. I don't think he roves his own ball, but he handballs straight to Jackson Bell, the opposing skipper for Carey Park. Cuts through the middle of the pack, looks for the big fella in Lenigan. Could have got a free kick. Comes over there to Tyson Wood. He just throws the ball onto his boot, over in the direction of Trayfield, back to Bell. He goes short, looking for the big fella, drops at his feet, and Lenigan tries to sell a bit of candy, drives the ball long down inside 50, goes over the top of Lawrence's head into the arms of Kerwin. He goes across the side and put his teammate under a little bit of pressure. Back to Kerwin. He's going to go back to where it come from. And the mark is taken there by Baden Parsons in the middle of the ground, looking there for Trayfield, and Field takes the mark. I love that name as well. He gets the handball over there to Mason Hawkes, cuts through the middle of the ground, looking for Big Horton, but Mulholland takes a relieving mark right at centre half back. Just starting to steady now are the Panthers. Looking there for his big man in Verhoef, who's been terrific, and he takes the mark on centre wing. Beautiful skills there by the big man in Verhoef, and he finds Harrop. He's going to drive the ball inside 50 once again. Looking there for Lawrence. He's outnumbered, but Lawrence has the smarts. And he comes once again, ties the ball up, and the umpire will come and throw it up about 40 metres out from Carey Park's goal. And in the last 5 minutes, as you said, Croney, Carey Park have been right on top. They've really steadied down back, and now they're giving their forwards every opportunity to put pressure on and get a score on the board. Ball's one down once again. Comes out there to Johnson. He just throws the ball onto his boot. It goes over the top of Parsons. They have the numbers here. Richie in the middle of the ground looking for his skipper, but he finds Harrop. Harrop's just starting to work his way into the game now, right in the middle of the ground. Drives the ball long. Looking there for Lawrence. Over the top comes Busher. Great spoil there. It comes over to Bellini. He gets a handball out, puts his teammate under pressure. Back to Bellini. Geez, Bunbury are under pressure now. Sells a bit of candy. Looks long. Goes over the top of Bush's head. He's pursued there by O'Brien, who's starting to work his way into the game. Out there to Cody Johnson. Goes short looking for Oliver. Oliver's well tackled there. Is it DeLallo? And then he comes once again. Geez, the pressure's gone up now. That's a terrific tackle. The umpire sees it that way.
That's a Bunbury Mower Service contender for the tackle of the day too. You'd love to see that.
Absolutely. And Bellini will take the relieving free kick. He decides to go long. Looking there for, was it Parsons? Ball comes out once again. Big fella in Wood. Johnson, he drives the ball up looking for Horton. Bounces, gets a nice bounce, comes over to his skipper in King. He looks for Parsons, comes over to Gilchrist. Horton runs past. Gilchrist is going to snap on goal. No, it's Busher. Busher snaps on goal. He's got Parsons there, but it goes over his head and out of bounds. And the ball will be thrown in about 20 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
Let's go around the ground. Thanks to Geograph Civil. South Bunbury 2 straight 12 lead. Harvey Bulls the 1 point and busted 13-4-82. League Collie Eagles 5-2-32 at halftime.
Ball's one down. Snap on goal by Bunbury, and it goes through for a minor score. Stretch this lead by just 1 point. 2 goals, 4-16. 2 goals, 1 Carey Park, 13. Minute to go, deep in time on in the first quarter. The game's up to ante a little bit. Physical pressure still there right from the start. But Carey Park have got the last 2 goals of this quarter to put themselves within 3 points. Mulholland plays on out of fullback and has Richie short and fires him still inside defensive 50. He goes short once again and Mead takes the mark. We're just winding down to the first quarter now. Mead still inside defensive 50. He's been called to play on. Now he has to go long, looking for the big fella in Verhalf. Verhalf gets in front position. Nearly takes the mark. It comes over there to Jackson Hill. But in they come, and the umpire once again will throw the ball up centre wing, right in front of the commentary box. 30 seconds to go in this first quarter. 2 goals, 1-13 Carey Park. 2 goals, 4-16 the Bunbury Bulldogs. The ball's one down. Comes over to Blake Hedgeland. He just soccers the ball into the middle of the ground. This should nearly see us to the end of this quarter. First there is Jordan McGinlay. Picks the ball up. He's got support in Heisman. He comes across the other side of the ground and he finds Ashworth still at centre half back. He's going to go short and find Cody Johnson in the middle of the ground. He's been called to play on. And that's quarter time. First quarter, 2 goals, 1-13 Carey Park. 3 points behind the Bunbury Bulldogs. 2 goals, 4-16.
A quarter in 2 halves. There's a bit going on. Oh, there's a shot at goal. Hasn't finished yet, Weave. Featherstone's going to have a goal from 70. Shot a goal from 70. But he doesn't do that. So it is quarter time here at Carey Park. A game of 2 halves. Bunbury had the first half. Carey Park worked their way back in the game. It's a very interesting contest. We'll be back after the break for quarter 2. Very interesting first quarter. Carey Park 2-1-13. Trail Bunbury 2 goals, 4-16. Bunbury got away to the start. They got a couple on the board early and they had all the play, and then Carey Park just worked their way back into the game. It's still not as free-flowing as what we would have thought, but there's plenty of pressure on Weaver.
Oh, for sure, and Bunbury were all over Carey Park, weren't they, early part of that first quarter. Got a couple of goals, one from a turnover from an errant kick-out from full-back, but all of a sudden Carey Park just slowed the game down, got their field kicking going well, and made the most of their opportunities going forward. And that was a terrific goal by Wallen. That's it's going to be hard to beat for the rest of the day. He just got the ball, but after a reasonable mark there by Gadecki on centre wing. But yeah, they go into this second quarter full of confidence, had all the momentum going into that first break.
You might even say the teamwork was outstanding thanks to Gen X Engineering. Welcome on board. And SKG, get your scans done at SKG as we're getting ready for the second quarter. Very little wind here at Carey Park. A very good crowd in, and just a magnificent day for football in the southwest. Of course, we have a massive weekend of footy with the AFL coming to town tomorrow. So it all starts right here, Weaver. A host of football.
Yeah, and Verhalf was terrific in that first quarter, and he's going to have to do most of that on his own today.
Second quarter action just about to get underway. The duel in the ruck's been very good, and Nigel Reeves will take it away.
Ruckman go out of it's one down there by Wood. Field tries to take the ball away, comes over to Harrop. One down there by Hawks. He just throws the ball onto his boot, comes over to Oliver. One there by Mason Hawks, throws the ball onto his left foot, looking for Parsons, gets front position, could have nearly taken the mark. In comes Bell and his opposing captain in King, and once again the umpire will come in and throw the ball up just outside forward 50 for the Bunbury Bulldogs, who hold a slender 3-point lead. Ball one down there, Hawks once again throws the ball on the boot, looking there for Horton. He's got front position, the ball bounces over his back, comes to Payne, he just throws the ball onto his boot. But first to be there will be Hamish Hall. Can he keep it in play? Tries to get around his opponent, does so, puts the ball back in, looking there for, is it Jordan McGinlay? And McGinlay will have a shot on goal from about 45 metres out. Really tight angle.
Gee, that was well done by Hamish Hall on the outer side. He had to get around his player. He did so, and he had enough room to pinpoint the pass in.
So opening shot on goal. Really tight angle, far side of the ground. Comes in now. Deliberate shot on goal. It's going to land a little bit short. The big fella in Verhalf's in good position. The ball was touched on the mark. He's wrapped up there by Horton. Didn't have much of an opportunity. The umpire said he did, and Horton will have the opening shot of the second quarter. from inside the goal square. Unlucky there, the big fella in Verhalf. Horton won't feel this, though.
That's exactly right, but I was just about to say you love to see your ruckman pushing back into defence to take those marks, and he got pinged for holding the ball.
So Horton's going to kick from about 5 metres out directly in front, courtesy of a free kick.
This one down.
Comes in, makes the umpire work just a fraction, but he's done enough. And the opening goal of the second quarter goes to the Bunbury Bulldogs. The Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard. They go to 3 goals, 4-22. Carey Park, 2 goals, 1-13. Unlucky there to Verhalf.
It was, and we didn't see it was touched. Of course, we're too far away, but obviously touched off the boot. Verhalf, I was just about to say how good that was for the ruckman. It's been a terrific duel, Verhalf and Wood so far. But a nice finish by Joel Horton. He had a quiet day last week, so he'll be looking forward to getting back on the forward line. Who I've been impressed with is young Parsons. Weaver, he's working extremely hard up on that forward 50, and he's prepared to run down the wings. So well done, young man.
Well, he was on top early, wasn't he, Parsons, and really running Mulholland around. But Mulholland's tightened up, but just needs to keep an eye on him. Ball back in the middle once again. It's won there by Jamie Mead. The ball's going to come out courtesy of Harrop. Goes over the top of his teammate there, and first on the scene is Jesse Kerwin, who was terrific in that first quarter, and the ball's rushed out of bounds about 60 metres out from Carey Park's goal. Really good matchup, as you said, Croney. Mulholland and Parsons. It's one to watch throughout the whole day. Could be a defining factor in the result of this game. The ball will be thrown in once again. 2 big fellas going at it. Verhalf and Wood. Wood gets front position, just throws the ball, smashes it down. Comes over there to LaRue, and he's tackled. And the umpire once again will come.
Who was that, Weaver?
LaRue. The ball will be thrown up about 70 metres out. Bunbury's goal. Big fellas go at it again. No one wins it down decisively. Comes over to Meads, trying to work his way into the ground. Verhalf gets the ball out. Mead there once again, just tucks the ball onto his boot. I have the numbers here, but first there is Lawrence. He tricks around his opponent, sells a bit of candy, has a deliberate shot on goal.
That'll be pretty handy.
That is just as good as Wallam's goal in the first quarter. And Calvin Lawrence, with a little bit of candy, puts through Carey Park's first of the second quarter from about 40 metres out. Terrific effort.
WA Carpet Supermarket contender, no doubt about that. Gee, that was nicely worked, wasn't it? As you said, just pulled out, stepped around. Those watching it on SEN will see the replay. Beautifully dummied, and had a pot shot for goal. Outstanding from Lawrence. And this game's going to go to the wire, I think, Weaver.
It's making the most opportunity. That was a terrific goal by Lawrence. Very similar to Croney at 12 o'clock Friday night, the way he moved on the dance floor and finished off from 40. So
it's all about the recovery, though, Weaver.
I'm backing him in for a second goal here. It's a terrific goal. Back in the middle once again, the big fellas go at it. It's one backwards there by Wood. It comes to Featherstone. But Bunbury, courtesy of Hayden Busher, get the ball out of the middle. He just chucks it onto his boot, looking there for Heisman. Carey Park have the numbers, comes to their skipper in Bell, gets it over to Mead. He's well tackled. The umpire comes in and will throw the ball up. Forward to centre, Carey Park's direction. This game is still physical, heating up. 3 goals, 1-19, 3 goals, 4-22. Bunbury, 3-point lead to the Bulldogs. Woods gets front position once again, just tries to get the ball forward. It comes over to Ritchie. He's knocked out of the way. Bunbury get the handball out to no one in particular. The 2 skippers on each other in Bell and King, and the umpire's seen a free kick here. I think it might have been kicking.
It was kicking in danger.
Kicking in danger. And Joshua Ritchie will take the relieving kick for Carey Park. He goes on the outer side of the ground, finds Payne, gets onto his left foot, looking for the last goal kicker in Lawrence. He comes over the top with the spoil, and the ball goes out of bounds. About 2 kicks out from Carey Park's goal.
Quick around the ground, thanks to Geograph Civil down at Margs. AMR 7-11-53. Lead Eaton 4 straight 24.
Early stages of the second quarter. This game's still heating up. Woods gets front position, wins the ball down. It comes over there to Mason Hawkes. He's just about to kick the ball, but he's pulled backwards. And the ball in
That was almost comical, Weaver. His jumper was going back and he had no momentum.
Big fellas go at it again. Comes down there to Featherstone. Tries to handball the ball in front of himself. But he's outnumbered there by the Bunbury Bulldogs. Umpire should come in and throw. He lets it go on a little bit longer, the umpire. But now he'll come in. The ball's gone out of bounds. Still about 2 kicks out, right in front of the scoreboard here at a picturesque Kelly Park. Beautiful conditions for footy. 3-point lead to the Bulldogs. Ball is going to be thrown in, about 2 kicks out. Woods gets front position. Over the top comes Verhalf. It comes back to the big fella in Woods, but he's wrapped up. And once again, the umpire will come and throw the ball up about 60 metres out from Carey Park's goal. Doesn't waste any time. Woods gets Verhalf out of the way. That's a feat in itself. They're both big men. Just tucks the ball onto his boot. Finds Heisman. Comes over there to Hawks. He goes onto his left foot. Drives the ball down there looking for Horton. It goes over his head. First there is Mulholland. He's tackled beautifully by Horton. Back to King, the skipper. He's well wrapped up. Comes back to Horton. Mulholland tries to tackle him. In comes Oliver. Could have been tackled without the ball. The umpire sees it that way. And Jackson Oliver will have a shot on goal. He gets a handball straight away to Heisman. Heisman drives the ball towards goal. It's a little bit narrow. Goes through for a minor score.
You love Horton's attack on the footy, don't you? He attacks at 100 mile an hour. He's a big unit when he gets moving.
He's a big unit, all right. And his second effort's a really impressive so far today as the ball's brought out by Mulholland. And Bunbury take the relieving mark. They play on straight away, looking for Gilchrist. Over the top of his head comes Mulholland, wins the ball down. It goes there to Jackson Hill. Back to Harrop. Over to Mulholland, the 2 blonde bombshells on the far side of the ground. Tries to spot his target up. In comes Woods. Still in dispute on the far side of the ground. And I think the umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up.
That's racking up the stats from Mulholland, isn't it? Short kick, handball, short kick. So racked him up as he trots back to defence for the Panthers.
He's working hard down there, Mulholland. They all are, the Carey Park defence. Ball's one down, it comes to field. Throws the ball onto his boot, but it goes out of bounds on the full. And Carey Park will take the relieving free kick.
Nearly a stat to the man in the boardies over there, Weaver.
He had Richie short. He has Harrop short, just outside defensive 50, and he takes the mark. So just trying to slow the ball down. He goes long, looking for Lenigan. It goes over the top of his head. And the relieving mark is taken by Kerwin. Kerwin tries to go short. Bell cuts it off. Comes over to Payne. He gets onto his left boot. He's got Kadecki. Big Wood. Get the motor running, son. He hasn't got that motor. As Lawrence goes up, and it's marked there by Harry Jones, just outside 50. He goes looking for the big fella in Lenigan. It goes over the top of his head. And they come once again. And it's Oliver there. He's well sport. In comes Wallum. Terrific kicker in the first quarter of this game. Comes over to O'Brien. He goes short looking for the big fella in Lenigan. And he takes a terrific mark. And will have a shot on goal from about 35 metres out. Really tight angle. Terrific work there by the Panthers just to put some pressure on.
It was good by Wallum, wasn't it? He stayed very composed and was straight at the footy.
He just used his frame, didn't he, to get his opponent out of the way.
And you need that physical presence.
Just gave O'Brien enough time to spot up his target as Lenigan, tough shot on goal, has a player short, and he's hit it thin. He's hit it that thin that it's gone out of bounds on the full, and the relieving mark will be taken by Kerwin to bring it back into the play for the Bunbury Bulldogs.
Would have been getting plenty of advice too, right in front of the Carey Park members.
There's plenty of advice here, plenty of umpires, plenty of advice. It's Kerwin. He's been good so far today, under a little bit of pressure in the last quarter. Brings the ball long. Looking there for Cody Johnson. It goes over his head and the ball runs out of bounds. About 2 kicks out from Carey Park's goal. So still a really physical game of footy. Both teams applying heaps of pressure. Big man Verhalf has a spell. As Kelvin Lawrence goes into the ruck, giving away a little bit of height. Comes over to Johnson, over to the skipper and King. Comes back to Lawrence. The ruckman, would you mind? Eli Hill has a shot on goal, and it goes over the top of Wallum and lets it go through. And Eli Hill gets his first goal of the game and puts the Panthers in front for the first time today. They go to 4 goals, 125.
That was electric, wasn't it? They were just pushing it through there. Lawrence just pushed through the pack. Eli Hill, he didn't need much of a look at that and just cleared the pack and to a very handy goal.
Harvey Norman Electrical scoreboard. 4 goals, 125. Carey Park, 3 goals, 5, 23 Bunbury. Terrific effort, and well done to to Wallam up there. He knew it was heading for goal, didn't go for the mark and let it go through. So really good team play. And I think actually having Lawrence in the ruck might have thrown him off a little bit. He's given away a fair bit of height, but on the ground he's as sharp as anyone. So terrific effort there by Hill.
The coaches are looking up here. They're claiming that move.
Well, now my man's in the ruck. Johnson up against Featherstone. Johnson's got the height, wins the ball over the top in the direction of Hawks. He just soccers the ball off the ground. Looking there for Gilchrist. Turns his player inside out. He's going to have a shot on goal, the Banana. But he's kicked it across the face of goal. And it goes out of bounds.
The Boonana bent the wrong way then, Weaver.
The Boonana. And Reece Payne will take the relieving kick to bring the ball back into play. As Carey Park have maintained that pressure and they're getting reward for effort now. And hold a slender 2-point lead halfway through the second quarter. And Payne's been terrific down there. Really good match up there on Horton. Claw sells another bit of candy. Gains about 10 metres. Looking there for Featherstone. He tries to come over the top. He's about 4 deep and nearly takes the mark. Out to O'Brien. Looks a little bit ginger, O'Brien, doesn't he, across the ground?
Well, he started on the bench then. That might explain that, Weaver.
Jones tries to get the handball out to Harrop. He's outnumbered, but he comes back onto the scene. Could have been tackled without the ball. Bunbury have the numbers. It's up the pressure once again. In comes a skipper in Bell, and he's tied up. And the umpire once again, still inside the centre square, will come in and throw the ball up with Carey Park holding a slender 2-point lead.
Jackson Bell, very, very good around the footy. Very clean.
I just think it's his style of game, in it. The physical pressure, he loves it. In comes Featherstone, the ruckman, wins the ball on the ground, goes over the top of Jones. They have the numbers here in Kerwin. Kerwin gets the handball out to Liam Renton. Renton tries to get the handball out. The skipper's there in Denham King. He's got Kadecki for company. In they come once again. Back comes Kadecki. And once again on the centre wing on the far side of the ground, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
This game's lifted a level. The contested footy has definitely lifted.
You know, it's a good contest of footy, don't you, Croney? When one team lifts and the other one comes with you. Ball's thrown up once again. One down there by Johnson. Ball still in dispute. It's a hot footy out there. Socket off the ground by Hill in the direction of Bell. Out it comes to Jackson Hill once again. He gets the handball out to Harrop. Back over there to Nicholas LaRue, my man. He goes on the far side of the ground and finds his teammate right on the far side of the ground. He drives it long, looking there for Jones. He just misreads the ball. Over the back is Oliver. Comes over there to, is it Kerwin? Kerwin goes in the middle of the ground. He's got a player short, and that is Jack Bellini right in the middle of the ground. He goes short once again, looking for Parsons. Parsons dropped his head and dropped the mark he should have taken. Comes over the last kick. Goal kicker in Hill. Comes out there to Jamie Mead. He goes long, looking for Wallam. And Wallam takes a terrific
party trick. Wow.
He is turning it on in the last 10 minutes. Is Jordan Wallam.
How do you describe that one? He took it went back behind his head, and he managed to take control of that. So.
He's been terrific so far. That was a terrific mark by Wallam. Put that down for a contender.
TPR Outdoors Mark of the Day contender.
Can he finish it off? He's going to kick from 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, deliberate shot on goal. That's a terrific kick by Wallam. And Jordan Wallam puts another one through for the Carey Park Panthers. They move to 5 goals, 131, and stretch that lead by a goal. Bunbury, 3 goals, 5-23 on the Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard.
It was a turn of pace coming out the midfield there, Weaver, that really split them open, and a beautiful mark by Wallam. I was just watching it on replay. It was a bit of a party trick, Weaver. One of your tricks.
Ooh, geez, I don't think I've got the same pace, but I'll take it. He's been terrific. Wallam kicked a terrific goal in the first quarter.
He's been a real presence as Wallam for the Carey Park Footy Club.
Shepherd through for Hill's goal. Knockout there to give O'Brien an opportunity to spot up a target. Now he's kicked one for himself. So 2 goals to Jordan Wallam, proving to be a thorn in the Bunbury Bulldogs side at the moment. There's Big Verhalf. He's back in the ruck for Carey Park. One down there by Johnson. Down through centre half forward. First there is Nicholas LaRue, my man. He gets the ball over to Blake Hedgeland. Drives the ball long. Tries to come back into the middle of the ground. But first there is Jordan McGinlay. Rides the bump. Throws the ball down looking for Hawks. Could have been tackled without it. The umpire doesn't see it that way. Mason Hawks gets onto his left foot. Gets the ball out. Just trying to be a little bit too cute now. Bunbury. It comes out there to Jack DeLallo. He just drives the ball onto his boot. Thought I heard a whistle there. No, I didn't. Ball's one again. Comes back to Busher. He tries to get the ball out. It comes out to Deacon de Boulay. The game is heating up here as Gilchrist comes in, and the umpire should come in as well and throw the ball up. Just forward to centre. Bunbury's way. Down by 8 points. We're nearly moving to time on in the second quarter. Big fellas go up. It favours Verhalf. He just knocks the ball forward. Comes over there to Jackson Hill. He drives the ball long. Oh, Hedgeland nearly takes the mark. Still in dispute. Still in play. In comes Hedgeland. He's well tackled by Daniel Perks. And the umpire once again right in front of us here, Craney at Kelly Park, will throw the ball up centre wing.
Just quick around the ground, thanks to Geograph Civil South Bunbury 7-3-45 lead Harvey 1-4-10.
So right in front of us, plenty of support from everyone around here as Verhalf wins the ball down. He is a big man. It comes over to Harrop. Well tackled there. Comes over to my man LaRue. He just chucks the ball onto his boot. Nearly a one-hander there by Lawrence. Comes to Hedgeland. Bunbury under attack big time here as the ball is chucked on the boot by Rowan Ashworth. And once again, the ball will be thrown in.
Thanks to SKG Radiology for your support. Get your scans done, SKG.
Right in front of the Carey Park interchange box. We move into time on in this second quarter. Carey Park holding an 8-point lead. Verhalf gets in front, wins it down to no one in particular. And the ball's rushed out over the boundary by LaRue. Closely in pursuit is Heisman. And once again, the young boundary umpire will throw it in right in front of the Carey Park interchange box.
Doing a good job, the young fella.
He's doing a terrific job. They're earning his keep today. Johnson v Verhalf. Verhalf's got the size, wins the ball over. It comes over to Jordan McGinlay. Drives the ball down, looking there for Parsons. Parsons tries to spoil my man Featherstone. Handballs to no one in particular. They've got the numbers here, South Bunbury through McGinlay. Drives the ball down, goes over Parsons' head. Now Carey Park have the numbers. He's got Mulholland for support if he wants him. Oh, he wins it himself. Comes over to the skipper in Bell. Bell's got numbers through the middle of the ground. That's a terrific mark there by LaRue. Plays on straight away, looking for himself. Could have been held. And the umpire sees it that way. And Nicholas LaRue will once again drive Carey Park.
It wasn't a bad kick to give away because LaRue was off to the races there. So just give the Bunbury a bit of a chance to push back.
It's been good, LaRue. Drives the ball long. Oh, and it's a terrific mark in front of Harry Jones. Comes on this side of the ground, and Hamish Hall takes the mark. Heavily tattooed. Ooh, geez, I think maybe the left foot's only there for balance as he tries to go down right in front of the commentary box. Comes off the side of his boot and goes out of bounds. And once again,
he's had a pretty fair day, though, Hamish Hall. Worked very hard.
He has. Umpire will throw it in right in the interchange gateway. Another young fella doing a terrific job. Johnson tries to go over Verhalf, but the man's too big. And Field will win the free kick for Bunbury right on centre wing.
Don't think Big Zane liked that decision too much.
I don't think he's liked a couple so far, especially that one in the goal square. As Field will drive the ball long. Going up there, comes down to DeLallo, but he's well tackled. And the umpire sees it that way. And the relieving free kick will be taken by Gilchrist. He's going to put this to the teeth of the square, and he does so. He's got the big fella in Horton. He might be just a bit too far behind the mark. It's dropped there by Hayden Busher. In they come once again. Bunbury have the numbers here. The snap on goal by Jack Bellini. Goes high, goes out of bounds. And the umpire will come in. Or did it go out of bounds on the full?
I think it went out of bounds on the full, actually, Weaver.
And Ritchie will take the relieving free kick for the Panthers. So this game is heating up.
It's an absolute beauty, isn't it?
Absolutely. Everyone doing their bit, especially those 1%ers. Sells a bit of candy there to Parsons, drives the ball long. But the ball goes over the top, and Perks takes the relieving mark.
Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there.
He once again drives the ball long. He's got Parsons at the back, and he takes a terrific mark. I think it just fell into his hands. He was 3 deep there, was Parsons, And he's going to have a shot on goal to relieve the pressure for Bunbury and try and reduce this margin from about 40 metres out directly in front.
Big Tyson Wood for the Bunbury Ruckman coming on back through the Harvey Norman interchange bench. So terrific to see him back playing footy.
He's a big man, isn't he? So him and Verhoeff are really match up really well. As Parsons been a little bit outplayed by Mulholland in this second quarter. Deliberate shot on goal, 40 metres out. Makes the umpire work a bit. He's pushed it across the face and it only goes through for a minor score. 3 goals, 6-24, Bunbury. 5 goals, 131, the Panthers. Harvey Norman Electrical scoreboard, Bunbury.
We speak about taking the most of your opportunities. 3 goals, 6 for the Bunbury side.
Comes over the top, Lawrence, who did terrific goal. Oh, he just loves selling candy. He could be in a little bit of trouble now.
Might have sold a bit much.
A little bit too much. Through the middle of the ground, the handball comes over to Bellini. He chucks the ball long, looking for Parsons once again. They have the numbers here. Is it my man? Is it DeLallo? Has a bounce, goes short, looking for...
Oh, clever mark.
His teammate there, but it's cut off there by Jackson Oliver for Bunbury. He's going to drive the ball once again looking for Parsons. Outnumbered 2-1. In comes Hawks. In comes Bell. Bell wraps him up. And in comes the umpire once again to throw the ball up. About 2 kicks out from Bunbury's goal.
There's plenty of tackling pressure thanks to Bunbury mower service too. Going to be hard to pick that one.
Oh, geez, Belly's putting his name up there, isn't he?
He is, for every respect.
He leads from the front, does the skipper. The ball's one down. It comes out to Mead, who's been good in this quarter. He's wrapped up.
He's just so reliable across that half-back line. Started his career in the midfield, but he's been an absolute bonus for Carey Park across that half-back line, a real general.
He's been terrific, setting up a lot of attacking moves. The 2 big fellas go at it once again. Comes over to Hawks, over to the skipper and King, over to Trayfield. Trayfield gets a handball out to Oliver, puts him under pressure, and he's wrapped up. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Just inside 50, Bunbury's end. 30 seconds to go in this second quarter with Carey Park holding a slender 7-point lead. They can't afford to give one away now. It comes over to Oliver, tries to get the ball onto his boot. Could have been done there for holding the ball. It's one down there and comes over to Hill. Goes one-handed but recovers well. Gets it over to Harrop. He has a teammate. Gets it back to Hill. He's going to go on the far side of the ground and goes short and finds Henchland in the middle of the ground, centre wing. Nearly half-time here, 7-point lead to the Panthers. He's looking for O'Brien or Lawrence. Comes over to no one in particular. Lawrence is first there. And in comes the timekeeper. And blows the siren for half-time with the Carey Park Panthers. 5 goals, 131. Bunbury Bulldogs, 3 goals, 6-24 on the Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard.
Half-time at Carey Park. We've witnessed a very good first half of footy in front of a very good crowd on a magnificent day for footy. We'll be back after the break for the Hollow Beach Bar half-time chat. And welcome back to Carey Park. It is half-time in the clash between Carey Park and Bunbury, and Carey Park 5-1-31 lead Bunbury 3-6-24. In a game it's had it all. It's been very pressurised. Sides are struggling to get that real free-flowing footy on just through the pressure. And it's been pretty entertaining, Weaver. Although Bunbury, 3 goals, 6, 9 scoring shots to 6 and they trail.
Yeah, they do. And Carey Park, as we said off air, Croney, the physical pressure is part of their DNA and they just upped the ante a bit and Bunbury couldn't come along with them. And they made the most of their opportunities, kicked some terrific goals as well. So they've just upped the ante at home. We know they're really good at home. You give them 2 or 3 goals. But, yeah, inaccurate kicking by Bunbury. But Carey Park are doing everything right. Obviously, they're kicking very accurately, but taking the most of their opportunities. And their physical pressure hasn't dipped off at all. If anything, it's increased up to half-time.
This is a Hollow Beach Bar half-time chat. That's a great spot to go and have a nice refreshment and a meal overlooking the ocean. Weaver, now, we've got a new segment. Who's running hot thanks to Giovanetti Firewood Bunbury? Fend off the cold with Giovanetti Firewood. Well, there's a few players that could be running hot, but you've got one in particular that you're liking.
Oh, look, I think Jordan Wallam's running hot ever since he kicked that terrific banana kick in the first quarter. I think he's done everything right, not only kicking another goal in the second quarter, but actually being team-orientated. Shepherd, using his body, setting up good opportunities to shoot on goal. took a terrific mark on the far side of the ground at full pace. So I think ever since he kicked that goal, it's just sparked him up, and he's someone to watch. They really need to keep an eye on him in the second half.
I'm going to throw another one in there. I think Jackson Bell's work along that half-back line for the Panthers. But, gee, there's so many good players. It has just been a great game of footy to watch. This is the Hollow Beach Bar half-time chat. We'll be back shortly for the second half. And welcome back to Kelly Park, where it's half-time. Carey Park 5-1-31. A lead Bunbury, 3 goals, 6-24. This is a Hollow Beach Bar half-time chat. Very entertaining first half of footy. It wasn't free-flowing, but the pressure was definitely there. We definitely had some highlights, Weaver. A couple of those goals outstanding.
Oh, yeah. I think Wallam's goal in the first quarter was the goal of the game so far, but I think Lawrence has beat that with selling a little bit of candy about 40 metres out to the northern end, as Jared called it, and put through a terrific goal. So their goals have been terrific. I'm just looking at Bunbury's goals while we're off air. 2 of them have come from free kicks, so there's only been 1 in general passage of play, so they'd be disappointed with that. I really need to get their midfield game going and try and give themselves a little bit of less pressure so they can deliver the ball to their key forwards to put it through. So King 50-metre penalty in the first quarter. Parsons cut off an inaccurate kick from Mulholland out of fullback, and then Horton tackled Verhoef, who was a little bit unlucky in the goal square in the second quarter to put through a goal from the top of the square. But Carey Park so far have done everything right, kicking well led by their skipper in Bell across halfback. But what I've noticed is they're not making many changes. They don't have to. So their positions from the start of the game, other than a bit of a chop out by Featherstone in the ruck for Verhoef, they've maintained the same players across the field for the whole first half.
So Buckingham the Butchers inside the Bunbury Plaza. Beautiful steak and sausages there, Weaver. What was a big moment you thought in that? Probably the goal would have been up there. There was a couple of big moments. Where are you looking for that?
I'll probably look at Lawrence. I think I know goals are the final result of good play, but it just come out of nowhere, and just the way he backed himself in to do what he did from about 40 metres out, and then have the poise to put it through from 40. I just think that was a big moment, lifted his teammates. And if you look down the other end, I know we're only looking for one moment, it's just the way their skipper in Bell goes about his game, which inspires his teammates to do the same. And when he speaks, they listen, and they're following instructions. So they're big moments for me.
Thanks very much for that, Weaver. Of course, Buckingham the Butchers. Umpires for today too, Kai Skoda, Ethan Davies and Cameron Valenti in the field. Daniela Schumann, Kyle Adam and Harry Campbell are doing the boundary. They're doing a great job on that boundary too. I've been watching the throw-ins there, Weaver. I think they've been very good. Vance Burton and Phil Hare are in the goals, so good to see some young people out there enjoying the day and having a crack at umpiring.
Oh, they don't look out of place, and as we watch them just before we commence the second half, they're practicing their boundary throw-ins in the middle of the ground. So well done to these 2 young fellas for having a go, and they look not out of place doing league footy in the southwest.
Teamwork's a big key to our game. Thanks to Glenx Engineering, fitters and welders, email recruitment, genxengineering.com.au. Teamwork. Who has the better teamwork? I haven't seen. Both sides can't quite get it together at free-flowing at the moment.
No, I just think it comes from the physical pressure, doesn't it? They might get a couple of handballs in a chain, and then all of a sudden it breaks down because the physical pressure from the opposing side is there. So I thought one play on the far side of the ground where I think it was my man LaRue handballed over, but there was no one there to handball to, but so he went and made a second effort to get there. So yeah, it's just the physical pressure that it's not allowing each team to go from one end of the ground to the other with a good chain of handball and foot. So yeah, I think that'll stay for the rest of the game. Carey Park, as I said, it's in their DNA to put on a lot of physical pressure and tackling pressure. So I don't expect the team to have a full link-up of play from one end of the ground to the other. That's both sides as this game goes into the second half.
Goal kickers for the Panthers, 2 to Jordan Wallam, 1 to Hill, 1 to Lawrence and 1 to O'Brien. And for Bunbury, 1 to Parsons, 1 to Horton and 1 to Denham King as we get ready to start the third quarter for the clash between Carey Park and Bunbury. That was the Hollow Beach Bar halftime chat. As the umpire holds the ball aloft for SEN Spirit, it's Nigel Reeves.
Ball in the middle once again. One down by Verhoef in the direction of Featherstone. It comes over to Gadecki. He just chucks the ball onto his boot. Looking deep inside there. Harry Jones there for Carey Park. Well, it could have been deemed a throw. Jones has a shot on goal.
Oh, hit the
Opening
post.
score of the third quarter. The second half is a point as Jones hits the post from about 20 metres out.
The whole membership at Carey Park were bending with that one, Weaver, but
it really looked like a one-handed handball. I don't know if that's allowed. The ball's brought back in. And on centre wing, Kai Wright, who's been terrific in that first half, will drive the ball long. Plays on now, right in front of us. Looking for the big fella in Gilchrist. Over the top comes Jai Miles with the spoil. Wins the ball once again. Just puts the ball onto his boot. And in the middle of the ground, the big fella in Tyson Wood takes a relieving mark. He drives the ball long, looking for his key forward there in Joel Horton. Comes over the top, comes to King. Just puts the ball onto his boot. Gilchrist is there first, but the ball beats him over the boundary line.
yeah, just wouldn't bounce back for Gilchrist. It landed on his hand and just run away from him.
Work there by Wood. The ball will be thrown in about 10 metres out from Bunbury's goal. So they look to close this margin. 8 points so far early in the third quarter. Verhoef wins the ball down. He comes there to meet. He just chucks the ball onto his boot. Harrop in front position. Well tackled there by Field. Ball is nearly out of bounds. It comes over to Featherstone. He just puts the ball onto his boot, looking there for Lawrence. Asking a lot of the big fella in Wood. It's a long way down there. Great pick up by Lenihan. Could have been deemed a throw. Over to Hill, who kicked a terrific goal in that second quarter. One out there and driven forward by Mason Hawke. Looking for his skipper in King. Over the top comes the other skipper in Bell. That's a terrific matchup. In comes Bell once again. Could have given away the free kick. And the umpire sees it that way. And Hamish Hall wins the free kick. Plays on to Heisman straight away. Looking over the top there. Missed there by Hawke. Should have taken that mark. And it comes over to Harrop. Harrop's been good in that first half. Terrific through the middle of the ground. Goes on the far side of the ground. Has a player there in LaRue. It comes over to DeLallo. Our man Craney. It's wrapped up there by Hall. Pressure still on early in this third quarter. Has no one to go to. Goes to the big fella in Verhoef. And Verhoef goes on the side of the ground, far side of the ground, and finds Gadecki. He goes down looking for Lenihan. It falls short of him. He's got pretty good ground skills for a big fellow as Lenihan. Wraps up his direct opponent.
He's very good behind his knees, isn't he? Very skillful. Let's just watch him, Verhoef and Wood. That has been a magnificent battle right from the start.
A couple of big carry trees going at it, innit?
They're big boys, as you said, and they're really intent on the game.
The ball will be thrown up. About 2 kicks out from Carey Park's goal. Opening score of this third quarter, just to behind by Jones. Woods gets in front, wins the ball down, comes over to Harrop. Gets it out in the direction of Jackson Hill. The umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up about 60 metres out from Carey Park's goal.
Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there.
So Carey Park still maintaining that pressure they had in the first half. It comes over to Lawrence. He just gets a handball away. Comes back to Lawrence, courtesy of Lenihan. Lawrence once again following the ball up, trying to get that miraculous goal once again. The ball's wrapped up about 20 metres out as Jordan Wallam, who was terrific in that first half of footy, is wrapped up about 20 metres out from his goal. Over the top comes Wood. Wins the ball down. Wallam in there. Lawrence in there. Can he do something special once again? He gets tackled. In comes Field. Under pressure are the Bulldogs. Ball's still in play, but now it goes out of bounds and it'll be thrown in about 30 metres out from Carey Park's goal.
Plenty of pressure being applied by both sides. And this game is very, very important. 4 points. I know we're just about the halfway mark of the season, but 4 points absolutely valuable this afternoon.
Carey Park looking to go 2 games in a row. Could have been tackled high as the ball goes inside. Looking for Lenihan, he misses a mark he probably should have taken. Surrounded by Bunbury defenders. And once again the ball goes out of bound on the far side of the ground this time. About 25 metres out from Carey Park's goal. LJ Hooker, Property Southwest scoreboard. 5 goals to Carey Park 32. Bunbury 3 goals 6-24. 8 point lead early stages of the third quarter. Another young kid throwing the ball in. They've been terrific. They've earned their keep today. The big fellas go at it. Verhoef gets front position, wins the ball down. Looking there for Hill. Ball still in play. Oh, could have been tackled high.
Someone's got it high.
Could have been tackled high. Was Carey Park. That's the big fella there in Payne, is it? Be Reece Payne on the boundary. He's been good today as well. He's going to have a shot on goal from about 25 metres out. Really tight angle. Nearly got decapitated in that tackle. Jeez, if he didn't get that one, no one would ever get one. Deliberate shot on goal.
Not a bad finish.
Umpire does not have to move. And the opening goal of the third quarter goes to the Carey Park Panthers as they move to 6 goals, 2-38. Bunbury still stuck, 3 goals, 6-24. LJ Property Southwest scoreboard.
And I know I harp on week in, week out, Weaver. You can kick it around your corners all you want, but you go home and kick a drop punt like that. Absolutely dead straight. And Carey Park just starting to move away a little bit, aren't they? There was a lot of pressure to lock it in the Panthers forward line. That's what you need. It's hard enough to get in there. Once it gets in there, you need to be able to lock it in.
Now, might have pumped Payne up there. I think it might have been Jamie Mead that kicked that goal from the boundary, and he's been terrific all day. So apologies to Jamie, but that was a terrific goal after he nearly got decapitated
Jamie
on the
Mead
boundary.
It was, Weaver.
Ball back in the middle once again. The big fellas go at it. It's one down there by Wood, straight to Harrop, but he's tackled by Field for Bunbury, and the umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up in the middle of the ground. 14-point lead, early stages, third quarter to Carey Park. Looking like the team that's going to take the 4 points early on in this game. Still in dispute the ball. In they come once again. The big fella in Verhalf tries to hold his opponent up there in Jordan McGinlay. It comes back to McGinlay. He's well tackled by Gadecki.
That is a definite contender for Bunbury Murray Service tackle of the day by Gadecki.
Terrific tackle by Gadecki.
He's had a good day. He's had a tackler, Mark. Good goal.
And we've got his name right. Everything's happening for him as Eli Hill wins the free kick just forward to centre for Carey Park. He's been good today as well. Drives the ball long, looking for Wallam. Over the top comes the Bunbury defenders. They've got the numbers here. Comes out the Lenahan. Back to Busher. They're under pressure. Bunbury down back. It's going to come out there to Jackson Hill. Snaps on goal. It's all about the bounce. Falls short. In comes Wallam once again. Another snap on goal. Oh, it's tough down there, Croney. Bunbury have the numbers here to try and win it out. It comes to Oliver. He gets the handball over to Busher. Bush is well tackled. And the ball goes out of bounds about 30 metres out, 35 metres out from Carey Park's goal.
Yeah, Busher just slipped at the critical moment then. Got up a bit ginger, but it looks like he's going to run that out all right.
Geez, the pressure from the Carey Park forwards has been terrific in the early stages of this third quarter.
The Harvey Norman interchange bench is getting a fair workout in front of us here too.
Over the top comes the big fella in Verhalf. It comes to his opponent in Wood. One down there by Lenahan. Now we need him to be good at ground level. He just misses it. They've got the numbers here, Carey Park. They've got LaRue. They've got Jai Miles. Miles is first to the ball. He's got LaRue for help. It comes back to Miles. They get the kick down forward. Over the top of Mead, the last goal kicker. Bunbury have the numbers here in Jordan McGinlay. He wins the ball out and away they go again. They got the numbers here. Could have been a push out there by Bunbury and Parsons, and I think the umpire's seen it that way as Denham King, the skipper, took the mark, running into an open goal.
His eyes were lighting up too then, Denham King.
Just a little bit clumsy there by Parsons. Shepherd he didn't have to do, as Ritchie has the ball right on half back. Has players short if he needs him, being called to play on now. He's going to drive the ball long on the far side of the ground, looking for Rory O'Brien. He's got to use all his experience here. Now he's got to use his wheels to try and win that ball. But the boundary beats him over the line. It goes about 2 kicks out from Carey Park's goal as they look to extend this lead. 14 points, early stage to the third quarter. LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard. 6 goals, 2-38. Carey Park, Bunbury, 3 goals, 6-24. Woods in front, wins the ball down, but Verhalf, the ruck rover, would you mind, just chucks it onto his boot to the teeth of goal. Oh, it goes over the top there of Gadecki, I think it was. Mr. Mark, he probably could have taken.
Quick around the ground, thanks to Geograph Civil. South Bunbury 10-5, 65 lead Harvey Bulls 3-4-22. Bustleton 17-10, 1-1-12 lead Collie Eagles 8 goals 4-52.
Ball's thrown in. about 10 metres out from Carey Park's goal. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. About 15 metres out from Carey Park's goal now, directly in front. Bunbury need to rush it through here and try and clear this out of the back line. Verhoef gets his opponent in Woods out of the way, but it comes back to Wood. He just chucks the ball onto his boot. The ball goes over everyone. And Carey Park take the relieving mark. Is it Jones on the far side? He drives the ball in. No, it wasn't Jones. The ball goes over his head, and Bunbury take the relieving mark just inside defensive 50. And he goes wide. He's got Oliver down the wing if he wants him. Jackson Oliver's got a bit of room now, can have a bounce if he wants to, and he does so. He's pursued by Lawrence. Gets a handball there to Busher. Busher's going to drive this ball long, looking for Horton. Just misses his target. Will he get the bounce he wants? The umpire says no, it's gone out of bounds. Good call, umpy. And the ball will be thrown in about 20 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
That was good umpiring, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely out from here. Bit of confusion here. Boundary umpires call it out of bounds. About 20 metres out. Probably the best transition of play that both sides have had. Back line.
Well, it's been a while since Bunbury hit the scoreboard through the majors, so they'll be looking to find one here somewhere. Now it's in there for 50.
And Parsons got the height advantage here. Will he take it clean out of the play? He's got front position over Mulholland.
He tried,
comes
Weaver.
down. He tried. It comes over to Mason Hawkes. Still in dispute. In comes the skipper in Bell. Or is it my man? It is my man. No, it's your man, Jack DeLello. And the ball will be thrown up about 30 metres out from Bunbury's goal. Need a goal now, the Bulldogs. Been a while since they got one, since Horton's in the second quarter from the goal square. Comes over to Busher. He's well tackled. And once again, the umpire will come and throw the ball up. Still about 30 metres out from Bunbury's goal. Pressure monitor has gone up once again. And Carey Park are putting a lot of pressure on, especially in their back line. Ball in dispute once again. Mulholland's tackled there by Busher.
The pressure monitor.
The pressure monitor.
I'm glad you bought that today, Weaver. That's a good monitor.
So Busher worked his way forward. Mulholland goes up on the ruck. One down. Looking there for Blake Hedgeland. Over the top. Bunbury have the numbers here, but in comes Lawrence. He puts a terrific smother on as Perks was trying to drive that ball forward. And the ball goes out of bounds right in front of the Carey Park interchange box. 14-point lead to the Panthers as Lawrence now does the ruck work against Johnson. Ball's one out, comes over to Heisman. He just chucks the ball onto his boot. And Nicholas LaRue runs the ball out 50 metres out from Bunbury's goal. 8 minutes left in this third quarter. 6 goals 2, 3 goals 6 Bunbury. They need to get something out of this forward line attack. Craney.
They've had it in there for quite some time. Need a reward, although it's going to bounce back very quickly.
Hedgeland wins the ball out, just puts the ball onto his boot, asking a fair bit there.
Oh,
McGinley, but he wins the ball back and has a bounce through the middle of the ground. Carey Park, will he have another one? He's probably run
I
too
reckon
far.
he's run too far.
He's just run a little bit too far. I think he might have.
He was in two minds whether to have that second bounce or put it on his boot. He didn't do either.
Goes out. Denham King misses the mark, but he's got time to recover. He's got Mead for support. Tries to drive the ball short. It comes over to Parsons. He drives the ball long. Just on 50 is Busher. Tries to put the ball onto his left foot. Now he's got numbers. Back to Busher, but the ball goes out of bounds. About 20 metres out from Bunbury's goal. Well, sometimes when you have a bounce, Craney, you're just not sure if it's going to come back. And when you've got a player...
He was in two minds what to do, and then it didn't end. Once you're in two minds, it doesn't end well.
Mulholland v Parsons. No one wins the ball down clear. Carey Park have the numbers here as in comes O'Brien.
Big Verhoef can come back on through the Harvey Norman interchange bench. He does a mountain of work, the big fella.
Well, they just haven't taken advantage when Verhoef is off, have they? They've had the definitely the size in the middle of the ground, but Bunbury haven't capitalised on that. Over the top it comes to O'Brien, back to Mead, who's been terrific today. He goes into the middle of the ground and finds his teammate. He's got players in Gadecki still inside the centre square. They're running hard now. He's got Payne out wide once again. That's a terrific run by Payne. He's going to drive this ball long once again. Ooh, he's just nearly missed his whole boot. The ball's still in play, actually. Comes over there to Wallam, who's been terrific. Gets around one, gets around two. He's going to snap on goal. It's all about the bounce once again. Bounces. The umpire's seen a free kick.
It's a free kick, yep.
And I think it's going to go to Hill.
Tell you what, that was a nice bit of teamwork there, thanks to Gen X Engineering by the Panthers. They run it up this wing very nicely, and the ball stayed in play. Everyone thought it had rolled out. It didn't. It ends up with a shot for goal for Carey Park directly in front.
Really hard gut running there by Reece Payne off half back, and Gadecki honoured that lead. Wasn't the best looking kick from Payne. It stayed in play, and Wallam does what Wallam did. And in comes Hill to make the most of that. And Eli Hill kicks through his second goal of the game. Second one for the quarter for the Carey Park Panthers. They extend this lead once again. 7 goals to 44. 20-point leaders over the Bunbury Bulldogs. 3 goals, 6-24 on the LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard.
Well, they've stalled the Bulldogs, haven't they? Just their scoring has dried up. Been a long time, as you said, since Joel Horton whacked that one through for their goal. So they need to find something now, the Bulldogs. They're getting plenty of the footy. There's no doubt about that. It's just the finishing.
They need to find it quick as well. They just need to get a goal to get their confidence back up. The pressure from Carey Park is relentless, and they're really struggling to find a way through that to get a score on the board.
Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there.
Back in the middle of the ground, Verhoef wins the ball down over Johnson, over in the direction of Harrop. Puts a tackle on. The umpire sees that that's a good enough tackle for me.
It's a nice little Bunbury Mower service tackle, that one.
My man, Aching Featherstone in the middle of the ground.
I reckon he'll get votes from you today, Weaver.
Oh, he will. With a name like that, gets the handball over to Joshua Ritchie. He drives the ball on, looking for Lawrence. Doesn't get the bounce that he needed, but they have the numbers here. It comes back to O'Brien. He gets the handball out to Nicholas Aru. He just chucks the ball onto his boot, and the ball goes out of bounds about 20 metres out from Carey Park's goal. They're doing all the attacking at the moment as we nearly move into time on in the third quarter.
Thanks to SKG too. Get your scans done, SKG, for your support this afternoon.
They just need to find some spark. The Bunbury Bulldogs, Carey Park are doing everything right, and once again they're 20 metres out from goal. The ball's one down. It comes over to Lawrence. He gets a handball out. He's handball to no one in particular. Oh, it's a terrific tackle by Featherstone. Could have been paid the free kick. It comes over to Jackson Hill. Umpire said the tackle, you threw that ball in that tackle, and the relieving kick will be taken by Bunbury. No one leading hard, still inside defensive 50. They've got them all covered. He looks for Parsons, the big fella, been a little bit quiet. Over the top comes Mulholland. Bunbury win the ball out. It comes back to Parsons. Will he have a bounce, the big fella? Thought about it. Decides to go short and finds Gilchrist. Runs on now, does Parsons. Wins a free kick. Looks for big Horton. Horton over the top with the size. Takes a terrific mark.
That was nicely worked, wasn't it? Big Parsons. He had the follow-up kick, worked well. And that's probably the best they've linked together for quite some time, the Bunbury side. It ends in Joel Horton, who has a chance to break the drought a bit here, Weaver.
He sure does. A terrific kick there by Parsons. Just put it in the right spot for Horton. He's going to have a shot on goal from about 30 metres out, directly in front. To say Bunbury need this is an understatement. In comes the big fella now, the power forward. Direct shot on goal. Makes the umpire work just a fraction, but he's done enough. And the Bunbury Tigers get their first goal of the second half. The Bunbury Bulldogs get their first goal of the second half. It's been a long time since they got their last goal. That was Horton with a free kick in the second quarter. They go to 4 goals, 6-30. Carey Park, 7 goals, 2-44. I knew it was coming, Craney.
Yeah, so did I.
I'm surprised it lasted this long, actually.
We've been baiting you all week to say it, mate, and you actually come and said it.
And I've got it highlighted here, the Bulldogs.
I tell you what, to say Bunbury needed it just for their own confidence. It had been a long time between drinks, between goals for the Bunbury side. And it was a nice bit of passage of play and well set up by young Parsons. Good strong mark to Horton. That'll do his confidence no harm whatsoever.
The ball's back in the middle once again. Field gets soccers the ball off the ground. It comes back to Heisman. That was Jackson Oliver. He gets the ball out to Mason Hawks. Bunbury have just got their tail up a little bit now. as Parsons takes
you
another
spoke
terrific
about
mark.
confidence, Weaver, and that's exactly what it does. That good bit of play, that just picks everyone back off the carpet a little bit, and Parsons has a chance for 2 in 2 minutes.
The last couple of minutes, Parsons has been terrific. Set up Horton's goal. Now he's going to have a shot on goal himself. Terrific mark in front of Mulholland, who has also been terrific for Carey Park. 45 metres out, Baden Parsons. Deliberate shot on goal, comes in now. It's going to land right at the top of the goal square, over the top. Comes Gilchrist, and the ball's rushed through for a minor score.
Gee, it only just pulled up short, didn't it?
Just 1 metre out of range there was Parsons, but he's lifting his team now. He's got to make the most of this little bit of time that they're on top, Bunbury. Ball's brought back in by Ritchie. He goes long. Best position to mark is Bellini. He drops what he should have taken. Carey Park now have the numbers. It comes over to Featherstone, over to Hill, back over to Gadecki. We know what sort of kick he's got. Terrific kick, and Lenahan honours that kick and takes the mark right on centre wing. He's got players short if he wants him. Looking for Jones. Over the top. He's well spoilt there by Daniel Perks. The ball's on out once again by Busher. And it's our man Parsons who takes a terrific kick. He's got Gilchrist short if he wants him. And he finds Gilchrist. And Gilchrist will have a shot on goal from about 40 metres out.
Gee, Parsons having a bit of a purple patch, isn't he? We said he went a bit quiet. He had a terrific first quarter, went a little bit quiet there for a while. And now he's burst back into the scene.
Well, he set up Bunbury's last 3 attacking moves on goal, resulting in a goal to Horton. Had a shot himself. Now Gilchrist is going to have a shot from 40 metres out. We're right behind this one. It's a good-looking kick. It's a good-looking kick, but it just fades late. Goes across goal for a minor score. 4 goals, 8. 32, the Bunbury Bulldogs. 7 goals, 2. 44, Carey Park Panthers. LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard. Minute and a half to go in the third quarter. 12-point lead to the Panthers. Parsons, can they finish off with a goal just before three-quarter time to reduce this margin to a single kick as we move into the last quarter? Terrific game of footy. Mulholland, who's been on top of Parsons for the last probably quarter and a half, is finding this last couple of minutes a little bit tough. He's going to bring the ball back in. He's going to go long right in front of us. Jones is going to come over the top. He's got the sit. Probably should have taken the mark. The ball goes out of bounds. Just right in front of the Carey Park interchange box.
A quick update, thanks to Geograph Civil from Margaret River. AMR 15 goals, 21-1-0, defeated Eton 8 goals, 2-50. So a good win to the AMR side at home today.
The 2 big fellas go at it once again. In comes Bell. Could have been taken high by his opposing captain in King. The umpire doesn't see it that way and will come in and throw the ball up. 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Big fellas go at it once again. It's one down to Featherstone, but he's well tackled there by Field. And the umpire once again.
There've been some tired boys here, Weaver. The pressure's been huge. The tackling pressure been very good.
They're not the only ones. Big fellas go at it once again. Comes over to O'Brien. Busher, can he get it in there and give Bunbury a chance to have a shot on goal late in this third quarter? It's just inside the forward 50 for Bunbury. King runs it out of bounds. And once again, with 5 seconds to go, the ball will be thrown in.
Maybe not, Weaver, because that is three-quarter time at Carey Park. Carey Park, 7 goals, 2-44. They lead Bunbury 4 goals, 8-32. Big last quarter action coming up. This is SEN Spirit. We'll see you after the break. Three-quarter time here, and Carey Park have a small lead, 7-2-44 to Bunbury, 4 goals, 8-32. Goal kickers this afternoon for Carey Park. Eli Hill has 2, Wallum has 2, singles to Mead, Lawrence and O'Brien. And for Bunbury, Joel Horton has 2 and singles to Parsons and Denham King. Well, it was a bit of a drought there for Bunbury. They got stuck on 3 goals for a while. They finally managed to get one towards the end of that last quarter. Will it be enough to give them a bit of impetus into this second last term, Weaver?
I think so. I just think if Parsons can maintain that little good spell that he had for about 5 minutes towards the end of three-quarter time, it definitely set up a lot of forays forward for Bunbury. But the pressure from Carey Park has been relentless. I don't think they'll ease up on that. Jackson Bell is leading them superbly across half-back, well supported by Mulholland. And I thought Mead's work in that third quarter was outstanding and finished with a goal.
Final term action underway at Nigel Reeves for SEN Spirit.
2 ruckmen go at it. It's 1 down by Verhalf, but it goes to Wood. Carey Park have the numbers here through Jack DeLallo. He gets the ball out to his skipper in Bell, but he's smothered there. But once again, Carey Park are running hard. It comes over to Richie. Richie misses the handball. It's a little bit errant. And they're out once again. It goes to their skipper in King. He drives the ball down looking for the big fella in Horton. Over the top comes Payne. He also was terrific.
Well, nicely tapped on.
The King has a shot on goal right at the top of the goal square. And that's a terrific mark by Bunbury. Is it Gilchrist?
Players running back to as he
plays
turns
on
around
straight
and
away.
Pops it through.
Fraser Gilchrist takes a terrific mark in the goal square, plays on straight away, snaps it over his body, and the opening goal of the fourth quarter goes to the Bunbury Bulldogs. They move to 5 goals, 8-38. Narrow this margin now just to 1 goal. Carey Park, 7 goals, 2-44. White and Emmett scoreboard.
Players run to Big Joel Horton then because he did a bit of hard work. Gave a clever little tap to Denham King, who let fly, and Fraser Gilchrist, a very good mark. Maybe a contender for the CPR Outdoors Mark of the Day, and finished with a goal. And it's a great game, isn't it? We're back to a 1-point ball game. At 1 goal ball game, isn't it, Weaver?
One kick ball game. A terrific mark there by Gilchrist, but just Bunbury's pressure. Maybe the address at 3/4 time is have a look at your skipper. His 100th game. He wants to remember it for the right reasons and set up that goal. And Horton's done a lot of second and third efforts today for the big fella.
It's just that little 1%ers that people don't see, but you need them to be a successful team.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. The 2 big Buffaloes going at it once again in Verhalf and Wood. It's been a terrific battle. Verhalf wins this one down, roves his own ball, just chucks the ball onto
Stephen
his
Michael like.
Jones is first there. In comes Lenahan. He's been terrific today, but he's out-muscled there. By right, wins the ball over, comes over. Is it Partridge? He just drives the ball long, and Heisman's got plenty of room on his opponent. He drives the ball down long and finds Busher, centre wing, far side of the ground. Run on, does Heisman. Tries to do the special thing. Now Carey Park cut it over, looking for Aching Featherstone in the middle of the ground. In comes Oliver. In comes, I think it's LaRue, my man. He gets a handball over to Verhalf. Back to LaRue. He's going to run on now. Drive the ball long. Looking there for Jones, who's been terrific, and he takes a terrific mark in front of Kerwin, and we'll have a shot on goal. Kerwin might have got injured here.
Yeah, I think his ankle went a bit underneath him. Umpires have pulled the game up a little as Kerwin gets up. Oh, he's not looking too good at all.
Got his knee bandages, Kerwin. Been a terrific battle this. Just landed awkwardly, did Kerwin.
And
I think he's going to come straight off the big fella.
So we've got a bit of a halt in play while Kerwin makes his way to the boundary line. He's starting to walk it out. He just steps straight across.
Probably best he goes behind the Carey Park interchange box. Probably be a few doctors there, I'd say, just giving him a bit of medical advice. But we don't like to see that, especially knees. He's been terrific. It's been a good battle, Kerwin and Jones. Play resumes now. Jones is going to have a shot on goal. Going to kick from 50, 45-degree angle. Really good player is Jones. In he comes now. He's kicked it across the face. It's going to land in a real awkward spot. In comes Big Verhalf. Oh, I thought he took the mark there for a minute.
Yeah, we
the
lost
big fella.
the footy, didn't we?
The ball comes out to Hamish Hall. He just drives the ball onto his boot. Looking there for Heisman, who's starting to inject himself into the game early in this fourth quarter. But the boundary beats him.
Played to deliberate out of bounds as the lights are on at Kelly Park.
Deliberate out of bounds paid there. A little bit stiff was Hall. I thought Heisman was leading of sorts. But anyway, Carey Park bring the ball back in, looking for Lawrence. He comes over the top in the direction there of Wallam. Ball's knocked out once again. In comes Partridge. He tries to drive the ball onto his boot. Still in dispute. In comes Hill, the little fella. What can he do? Mead's in there. It's a plethora of players in there. In comes Wallam once again, but he's well tackled.
Good word, Weaver.
Plethora.
That's from the Jared O'Brien Thesaurus.
Oh, that's enough now. Umpire will throw the ball up right on 50. As Carey Park look to press. Big ruck knock down, finds Heisman looking out there for his skipper in King. In comes Busher, wins the ball on the ground, dummies around a couple. Bunbury under pressure, but they drive the ball onto the boot. Mulholland, Parsons, ball comes down to ground once again. One down there by Bell, he gets a handball out. A train of handballs comes to Bell, drives the ball down in front of LaRue. He's well tackled. In comes the big fella, and Verhaaf putting a tackle there on Trey Phil, but it comes over to Hall. Hall's got Parsons, and he takes a mark about 50 metres out from Bunbury's goal. Too far out to score. He's got players short. Finds Gilchrist. Gilchrist plays on straight away. Has a shot on goal. And a let-off for Carey Park as it goes through for a minor score.
They're looking dangerous, so Bunbury.
They might have got a rev up at three-quarter time, Croney. They're actually looking a lot better in this last quarter, early stage of the last quarter than they have all game.
It'll be a fair call if Troy Hollands did ask for a bit more out of them. As you said, Denham King's 100th game, and they need to be up and about.
5 goals, 9.39. Carey Park, 7 goals, 2.44. White and Emmett scoreboard, 5 points the difference. Ball's brought back in, looking for the big fella in Verhaaf, and he takes the mark.
Gee, that's been a good duel, hasn't it, for Southern Lock and Security?
He works hard, does the big fella. Comes down in front of the scoreboard. The ball's punched out of bounds by Deacon DeBoulay and will be thrown in centre wing right in front of the commentary box here. Kelly Park. 5-point lead to the Panthers, the home side. Big fellas go at it again. Wood wins the ball down in the direction of Russell. He gets the handball out to Mead, who's been terrific all day. Goes short and finds Jones. Jones has numbers running past, but he's going to go longer looking for Wallam. He's got front positioned as Wallam, but in front is Partridge, who takes a terrific mark. Plays on straight away, asking a fair bit there of Hawks. In front is Jack DeLello. He's got plenty of time to steady.
Plenty of time and plenty of pace, says Jack.
Finds Lawrence. Plays on straight away. Oh, it's an average-looking kick, but Carey Park have the numbers here. In comes Jackson Hill. Could have been paid a free kick there. That was a terrific tackle on Liam Renton that the umpire
Bunbury
will come
mower
in.
service tackle of the day.
Oh, terrific. He was giving away about 30 centimetres and 30 kilos, but that was a terrific tackle by Hill. Ball one down in the middle of the ground in front of Parsons. Pushed out of it by Mulholland, but it comes back to Parsons. Over to Hawks. Just drives the ball onto his left foot. Asking there for Busher. Busher's there for support. Gets it back to Hawk. They're trying to get the ball out here now. It comes to Kai Wright. Wright gets it to Jordan McGinlay. Looking there for Gilchrist, who's been lively in this last quarter. Comes to McGinlay once again, has a shot on goal, but it goes across the face of goal and goes through for another minor score for the Bulldogs.
They're pressing though, Weaver, the Bulldogs.
5 goals, 10 now they are.
They look
40.
dangerous.
They've definitely got their tails up. I'm pretty sure that three-quarter time address, they needed to do something as Mead gets filled out of the way. Could have given away a free kick. Bunbury have the numbers, but Mead ties the ball up. And the umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up about 2 kicks out from Bunbury's goal. 7 goals, 2.44. Carey Park, the home side. 5 goals, 10.40. Bunbury, White and Emmett scoreboard. 5 minutes into the last quarter, the big fellas go at it once again. Verhaaf lays a tackle. It comes over to Hall, who's been terrific for the Bulldogs today.
Gilchrist comes off on the Harvey Norman interchange bench to lend Heisman back on. This is Heisman's moment, isn't it?
We've seen him have these moments. Gilchrist has been good, so they want to just get him off for a couple of minutes and then get him back on. He's been lively down there. As once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Centre wing, Kelly Park. 7 goals, 2.44. 5 goals, 10. Bunbury 40. White and Emmett scoreboard. 7 minutes into the last quarter. The ball's one down. Driven in forward, looking there for Parsons in front of Mulholland. Still got front position, but Mulholland gets around him and runs the ball out of bounds. And the ball will be thrown in about 40 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
A game fitting of the big crowd here at Kelly Park on a magnificent day for footy in the southwest.
Carey Park have been in front for most of this game since probably the early stages of the second quarter. A goal here will put the Bulldogs back in front. Ball's thrown in. Horton does the ruck work in front of Verhaaf. Starting to get a little bit dark here too now, Croney.
Yeah, quietly. Lights are on.
No one's home. In comes Featherstone. Gets the ball onto his boot in front of Nicholas LaRue. Tries to get around his opponent. They're under pressure here, Carey Park. The ball's just chucked on the boot in front of Heisman. In comes Harrop. In comes LaRue to help. In comes Harrop once again. The ball's handballed out. Just chucked onto the boot, but it's going to go out of bounds on the full. And the relieving free kick will be taken once again by Bunbury through Bellini. He drives the ball wrong, looking for Parsons. Parsons takes... he could have been yelly paid. One more grab, and I think they would have paid it. But Carey Park relieve it, and the mark is taken by Perks in front of Jones. Trying to be cute there was Perks. The ball comes out. Carey Park have the numbers through Mead. A terrific tackle there by Harrop, I think it was. And he'll win the relieving free kick just outside defensive 50 for Carey Park. He's going to come in front of the commentary box, looking there for Wallum. Wallum tries to take the mark, but I think he went a little bit too early. And the relieving free kick for the Bulldogs will be taken by Partridge. He drives it long there, looking for Horton. Horton has front position. He has Heisman there for support. Breaks the tackle. Horton has a shot on goal.
That is a beauty.
And Horton's kick a terrific goal from the boundary line to put the Bulldogs back in front. Halfway through the last quarter, terrific effort there by the big fella in Horton. And that'll go down for a goal of the day, won't it, Croney?
100%, that WA Carpet Supermarket. The Bulldogs are just relentless at the moment. They're looking very, very dangerous every time they go forward, putting Carey Parker under enormous pressure. And you've got to see how the Carey Park Panthers are going to respond to this. 6 goals, 10 Bunbury have kicked, so 16 scoring shots to 9. So it's been a bit of a wasteful afternoon for Bunbury, but they put themselves straight back in front by a couple of points.
Well, they haven't been in front probably since early stages of the second quarter. 6 goals, 10, 46. Bunbury Bulldogs, 7 goals, 2, 44. White Nemeth scoreboard. Ball back in the middle. Up goes Lawrence. Rucking now. Galvin Lawrence out in the direction of Rory O'Brien. They've been a little bit quiet today. Could have been tackled high. Umpire sees it that way. And Rory O'Brien wins the free kick for the Panthers. Looks a little bit ginger, does O'Brien, but you still got to keep an eye on him. Drives the ball down there looking for Lenihan, and Lenihan takes the mark and will have a shot on goal from about 55 metres out.
Take a big kick from here, though, because we're kicking from 55.
He's been good today, the big fella. Plays on now, gives himself a bit of room. He's got a fair purchase on that. It's going to land at the top of the square. Over the top goes Jones. Unrealistic attempt. The umpire sees it that way. And the relieving free kick for the Bulldogs. But we're looking
for a CPR outdoors mark of the day. He was just trying to do that, Weaver.
Well, Perks just sat there, didn't he? He just needed to go just maybe a second later. Ball comes out on the outer wing. Denham King, the skipper's there. The ball was just about out by Carey Park, but the umpire sees it was held in too long and will throw the ball up right in front of the scoreboard here at Kelly Park, with Bunbury holding a slender 2-point margin. Over the top comes Johnson. The ball comes back. Bit of aerial ping pong. Could have been legged there by Mead. He wins it.
Terrific tackle.
Had prior opportunity. Terrific tackle there. And Bunbury win the relieving free kick. He's got field short if he wants him. Uses him now. Goes around the back. That was a terrific tackle there by DeBoulet. Parsons has been good in this last quarter and a half. Really presenting at centre half forward.
He makes a big difference too when he's up about. Quick around the ground thanks to Geograph Civil South Bunbury. 16 goals, 7-103 lead Harvey Bulls. 4 goals, 630. And Bustleton 24-12-156 have defeated the Collie Eagles 10-6, 66.
Bunbury on top once again as Verhalf has a quick spell on the boundary. They need to get him on. Get Lawrence into the forward line. Have that big fella rucking, so I don't think he'll be there for too much longer. As Lawrence, he's given it his all in the ruck. He's given away about 15 or 20 centimetres as well, I reckon. The ball comes out. In comes LaRue. In comes Lawrence, the ruckman. LaRue tries to win it now. Bunbury have the numbers. They're going to drive this ball into the teeth of goal. Looking there for Horton in best position, but over the top comes Mulholland with a terrific spoil. And it goes through for a minor score. Nearly in time on in the last quarter. 6 goals, 11-47 Bunbury. 7 goals, 2-44 Carey Park. White Nemeth scoreboard. Ball's brought back in. Now they have the numbers, Carey Park. It comes there to Hill, who's been terrific today. Kicked a couple of nice goals. Could have dragged the ball in. Umpire doesn't see it that way. And he'll come in and throw the ball up Centre wing right in front of the commentary box here, Kelly Park. 3-point leaders, Bunbury. Hit the front about 2 minutes ago from a terrific goal by Joel Horton from the boundary. In comes Lawrence. Johnson uses his height advantage to win the ball down. Bunbury have the numbers once again. In comes Mead. Oh, geez, the pressure's still hot there. Mitchell Russell wins the ball, just chucks the ball onto his boot. Will O'Brien go over the back? Yes, he does. Read it well. Comes over to field, though. He just drives the ball onto his boot, asking his captain there in King to take the ball, but Featherstone wins the ball. He goes out to O'Brien on far wing. Got a bit of time now. Gets a beautiful bounce. Finds Lenahan. Ball lands a little bit short, but he's been a terrific target up there for the Panthers as Lenahan, terrific pickup, goes inside to Harrop. He's got a bit of time. Gets the handball out. The ball's driven forward there. Looking there for Jones, but in front.
Oh, that's a terrific defence. Oh, no, it's not.
Umpire hasn't paid it. It could have been touch ball. Looked like a clean mark from here. I think it was Partridge. But the umpire's seen something out there, and the ball will be thrown up about 20 metres out from Carey Park's goal.
Need something here. They're challenged.
Big Van Verhaaf wins the ball down. Snap out of goals. It's gone through for a minor score for the Panthers. 7 goals, 3-45. 2 points adrift to Bunbury. 6 goals, 11-47.
Are you going to call another draw, Weaver? You've already called one this season.
I have. It's looking that way, isn't it? As Partridge will bring the ball back in. Got his skipper short. Decides to go that way. And King takes a mark. Still inside defensive 50. Terrific game of footy. King decides to drive the ball long now. Looking for Johnson. He goes over top of Verhaaf. And I think Verhaaf will receive the free kick here. Got himself in front. And got a push in the back. And the big fella will take the relieving free kick. Gets the handball over to Ritchie. He's got Mulholland there. Mulholland just drives the ball long now. He's got Lenahan and Lawrence. Mark should have been taken there by Bunbury. It comes over to Hill. Just drives the ball onto his boot. Over to Partridge. In comes Lawrence. Also there is Jackson Hill. It's still a hot footy. Now Jones has got time, has he? He gets well tackled. Over to Ritchie. Ritchie's tackled once again. Comes back to Jones. A snap on goal. It's well smothered. And it comes out to Heisman. Heisman knocks the ball in front of Harrop towards the direction of the boundary. Receives his own ball. And the ball goes out of bounds. Centre wing.
How was that bit of pressure, bit of play, Weaver? And how are you going? I'll let you catch your breath a little bit because that was intense.
Partridge has been good down there. He's a big frame.
He always is. Partridge has been for a long time for Bunbury. Very, very reliable defender.
Terrific pressure by both teams not to give away a free kick and all that. Ball thrown in centre wing right in front of the scoreboard. Verhaaf gets himself in front. One down there by Bunbury, but Rory O'Brien puts a tackle on. It's all about the bounce now, isn't it? It comes over to Ritchie. He's been terrific. Gets a short kick into Harrop. Finds a big fellow in Verhaaf. He drives the ball long. In front. Oh, over the top goes Lawrence. Here comes Hill. Harry Jones is there as well. Mitchell Russell, Lawrence, Carey Park have the numbers. It's all about what happens here with the Bunbury defence, but they win it out. And it's Rowan Ashworth who gets the ball out and finds his skipper in King, far side of the ground. 2 kicks away from Carey Park's goal.
He's been pretty good in his 100th game as Denham King.
We just drift into time on. He goes down the far side of the ground. Looking there for Cody Johnson. Over the top comes Ritchie. The ball's still in dispute in the middle of the ground. They have the numbers here through field. They drive the ball long, looking for Parsons. Over the top comes Mulholland. Oh. Kick here. Parsons looks like he could have been injured. Once again, the ball's in dispute. It comes to Busher. He's well tackled. Could have been legged. Umpire says no. Just throws the ball onto his boot in the direction of Horton. Out the back it comes to Reece Payne. He gets a handball out to Ritchie, who's been terrific today. He has a bounce, mind you, deep in this last quarter. And the ball goes out of bounds in front of Aking Featherstone. Centre wing, far side of the ground. 3.5 minutes to go in the last quarter. 7 goals, 3-45 Carey Park. 6-11-47 Bunbury Whitenabbit scoreboard.
We come here expecting a great game of footy, and that's what we've got. Hasn't been pretty at times, but the intensity of this is absolutely superb.
Ball to be thrown in. Verhaaf versus Johnson. Johnson comes over the top of the big man in Verhaaf, comes over to O'Brien, comes over to Hawkes, tries to get the ball onto the boot. The tackling pressure superb. Over to Busher in the direction of Parson. Busher there once again. They have the numbers here. Hamish Hall, can he have a snap on goal? He does have a snap on goal. Will it go over the top? It touches Horton. Probably could have let it go, but it hits the post and goes through for a minor score to increase that margin by just a single point. 6 goals, 12-48. 7 goals, 3-45. White Nemeth scoreboard. 3-point lead to the Bulldogs. 2.5 minutes to go in the last quarter. Ball's brought back in. Looking there for Mitchell Russell. Gets around his opponent easily and comes inboard and finds Mead in the centre of the ground. He's got a player short, and Jones, who's been terrific. He plays on straight away, and he's got numbers here, and he finds O'Brien.
The veteran, Rory O'Brien. Gee, that's right on his kicking distance too, I would have thought.
Oh, O'Brien will have a shot on goal from about 40 metres out, directly in front. Hasn't played a lot of game time today, but what he's done has been all class. Rory O'Brien to put the Panthers in front. Just inside 2 minutes to go in this game. Deliberate shot on goal by the champ.
How's the crowd, Weaver? It's absolutely fever pitched.
Rory O'Brien. Limited game time today. Deliberate shot on goal. Timekeeper can't look. He's pushed it across the face of goal, and it's gone through for a minor score. 7 goals, 46. 6 goals, 48. White Nemeth scoreboard. Minute and a half left. Terrific game of footy. Partridge plays on straight away, drives the ball long and finds, I think it's Perks on the far side of the ground. They need one here, Carey Park. That's an understatement. He goes long, outside of the ground, looking for the big fella in Horton, but it's a terrific mark.
That's an absolute screamer, actually.
Taken by Payne,
CPR
far side
out
of the ground.
as contender.
Horton did everything to try and get his opponent out of the way then, Craney, but stood his ground, did Payne, drives the ball long, looking for the big fella in
Not
Verha.
where he needed to be, though.
And the ball goes out of bounds. 1.5 kicks out from Carey Park's goal. Just inside a minute. Their last chance here to snatch this game. They've been in front for most of it in the second half. Bunbury hold a slender 2-point lead. White Nemeth scoreboard 7-4-46, 6-12-48 Bunbury. The ball's thrown in. Woods v Verhoef. Woods wins it down, goes in front of O'Brien. Comes over to Busher. One there by Russell. He just drives the ball onto his boot. Still the out's just gone inside 50. Lenehan, terrific pickup, but he's well tackled there by the skipper of Bunbury. And the ball will be thrown up about 60 metres out from Carey Park's goal. This has to be the quickest goal in history. Ball comes down. They've got the numbers here. Could have been taken high. The umpire doesn't see it that way. Bunbury have the numbers and drive the ball out.
And I reckon they've done enough, Weaver.
We've got a shot on goal.
There's a free kick. Wow, this game has got everything, hasn't it, Weaver?
Umpire's paid deliberate.
Your man.
It's my man, Aching Featherstone.
He's got a kick from outside 50, though.
Oh, this will bring the house down. He's going to kick from 55 right on the boundary. What will be a terrific win for the Panthers. He's going the Tory
barrel
once again. He had a crack at it in the second quarter. In he comes now. Oh, he's got a fair piece of it. Is it going to make the distance? No, Partridge knocks it over the boundary. And the Bulldogs get home by 2 points at Kelly Park. 7 goals, 4-46. 6 goals, 12-48 in White Nemeth scoreboard. Terrific game of footy. And hit the lead late in that quarter. A fair rev up at three-quarter time, I think.
I better go to a break and let you have a bit of a spell. A magnificent game of footy. My co-commentator here is just about out on his feet. He'll need a bit of recovery time. So we'll see you after the break to wrap it all up.